When you bring the screen back, you'll see that this oxen appears at the edge of the $1 bill on either side of the reverse of the $1 bill. Here, 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 or here. This is a picture of the oxen that appears on the reverse of the $1 bill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this screen so that you can look at these pictures for a minute. I need to get a glass of water. I need to put some music on, and then I'll come back. And if it ends before I come back, will somebody please get me a bigger camera? I'm almost back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm almost back. I need to get a bigger camera, ladies and gentlemen. No doubt about it. Hopefully today will be the day that I upload these videos and that someone comes across with a bigger camera, because I need to get a bigger camera. I also need to tap on the side of this thing, because sometimes it don't work and it may or may not work, but I got water. That's the important thing. So what you're looking at is the pictures that appear in my book, Angels on the Ark by Michael Fazio. Oh, boy, is that good. So, I'm going to go over these pictographs now for the duration of this tape, which could end any second. Alright, there's a picture of the vampire squid on the reverse of the $1 bill. There's a picture of the great seal. This is a picture of the Ark of the Covenant and all the different pictographs that are associated with the Ark of the Covenant. This is it from the side and the Egyptian heads. This is it from the nuclear liftoff that I created these little pictures that look like there's either a nuclear liftoff or an arrow facing the ground like a nuclear detonation. This is just a picture, one of the first things I ever did with the $1 bill. Might have been one of the first bills I ever drew on many, many years ago. Representing kings. And kings represents the entrance to King Solomon's temple that exists on the either end of the $1 bill to an exact scale. And this represents the pictographs that appear inside the $1 bill that no one on earth has ever seen before. Occasionally glancing up through the rain. We're going to start that again. I'm going to sing. I think that's how I'm going to end this. The bug is to blame. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to end it. I think I'm going to sing for you. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. If you didn't care for me, and I didn't care, and I didn't care for you, and I didn't care for you, we would zigzag our way through the boredom and pain. Occasionally, we would zigzag our way through the boredom and pain. Occasionally, glancing up through the rain and wondering which of the buggers to blame. For pigs on the wing, This is one of my favorite albums. Because when I was reading Psalms 23 in the Bible in 1976, I was reading the words of Psalms, and the actual words from Pink Floyd came on the album. I was listening to it maybe the first or second day I had it, and the words on the song were the words that I was reading out of the Bible. What a coincidence. What a synchronistic event. What a synchronistic event. You've got to be crazy. You got to have a real need. You got to sleep on your toes. You've got to be able to pick out the easy meat with your eyes closed. Then silently move it downwind and out of sight. You've got to strike when the moment is right without thinking. After a while, you can work on points for style, like the club tie, the firm handshake, sudden look in your eye, and that easy smile. To be trusted by the people that you lied to, so that when they turn their backs on you, you'll get the chance to stick the knife in. Remember Humble Pie? Man, I saw Humble Pie so many times in little theaters in the districts around Madison Square Garden. I even remembered when they opened up for some big group and everybody said, "Who the hell is Humble Pie?" One eye looking over your shoulder. Gonna get harder, harder and harder as you get older. In the end, you'll pack up, fly down south, hide your head in the sand. Just another sad old man, all alone and dying of cancer. Oh, who would have thought I would end up down south? But there's no sand in Key Largo. It's all rock, ladies and gentlemen. There's no sand for 50 miles. There's muck, there's dust, but there's no sand, so we don't worry about cancer. Remember this hat? I've had this hat since I was 5 years old. Mom gave me this hat. This hat was in P.S. in Mrs. Sanders' class. This hat was in Mrs. Sanders' class in 1st grade and Mrs. Sanders' class in 6th grade. This hat was in Mr. Barish's class with Harold Crosby and Bobby Nutter and Drew Ogdebean and Rudy Sanacor and Anthony Godino and Leanne Rickenbacker and Josephine DiStefano, Lorraine Catone and Ellen and all the rest of the people that I went to school. This hat then went to 202, and I had shop in Robert H. Goddard and learned how to build things made out of metal. And this. Then I went from Robert H. Goddard to Aviation High School and learned how to build airplanes, ladies and gentlemen. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I actually built airplanes, ladies and gentlemen, which I discussed with you. Here is a wing bay of an airplane that I built when I was 14 years old. You don't see this kind of stuff being built by children at the age of 14 anymore, because children play games all day. They have no intrinsic skills. Rudy, here's my wing bay. Rudy put his wing bay up on Facebook a few months ago for me to see, because Rudy is still the proud owner of his wing bay. I don't know if Rudy has his arrow on. However, we have to get back to this song in a moment. Right now I need to get another little bit of a watered down juice. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Pink Floyd will be known in the future at some point as the greatest philosophers that ever existed on the planet Earth. Pink Floyd, I call them, because they said, I looked over Jordan and I seen things are not what they seem to be in 1976. Because for some reason, I believe that the entities that control this world take it upon themselves to interject information into people's minds, and that Pink Floyd was one of those groups of people that they utilized to prophesize the future. How crazy is that, ladies and gentlemen? Pink Floyd as extensions of a